Vivo V17 Pro will have a 6.3 inches IPS LCD bezel-less display. It also has a pixel density of 403 ppi. It has also got a Corning Gorilla Glass on front and back for the protection. Screen resolution is 1080 by 2340 pixels. The device will be powered by Qualcomm Snapdragon 675 processor along with 6 GB of RAM. It supports Adreno 615 graphics. It is supported to run on Android 9.0 Pie along with FunTouch OS UI. It will have an internal storage capacity of 128 GB and can be expanded up to 256 GB. The device will have a 16 megapixel front camera and a triple rear camera setup, which include a 48 megapixel, 13 megapixel and a 5 megapixel for depth sensing along with autofocus. The device will be powered by 4000 mAh battery, which also support fast charging. The device will have a USB Type-C port and will not support a micro USB. Other features include on-screen fingerprint scanner, light sensor, proximity sensor, 3.5 mm headphone jack, compass sensor and gyroscope sensor. The expected price of this smartphone is Rs 24,990. Vivo's Y3 looks a quality handset specifications wise, but the specifications suggest that the handset will be mid-range. It is powered by the MediaTek Helio P35 chipset. The chipset of the Vivo Y3 is the powerful one, being a mid-range handset that has a built-in Imaginations Power VR GE8320. The same GPU used in the Helio P22. The Vivo introduces a triple rear camera setup in its Vivo Y3 to close the distance between the flagship and mid-range smartphones. The main sensor of that triple rear squad is 13 megapixel. The ultra-wide sensor of the upcoming Y3 is 8 megapixel and the depth sensor is 2 megapixels. The front of the screen of the handset holds an 8 megapixel front-facing camera to take selfies with it, and the size of the display screen of Y3 is 6.35 inches. That will Full HD Plus resolution of 1544 by 720 pixels. The bezels look slim and screen has a host water drop notch design as it holds the front facing camera. And the Vivo Y3 packed with a big battery setup that will give you a 5000 mAh capacity to keep you connected to your smartphone for a long time. The upcoming smartphone, that is known as Y3 by Vivo, has got a dimension of 153.45 by 76.77 by 8.92 millimeter, and it weighs 190.5 gram. One of the leaked render of the Vivo Y3 also confirmed that the handset is packed with a rear muted fingerprint scanner. Now we can say that we have a good competition at hands between this company and Samsung. The specifications look quite impressive, but the most important thing about the handset is its heavy battery. Vivo Y5 will use Android 9.0 Pie out of the box for booting. The chipset that will be used in the handset is MediaTek Helio P22. This is one of the best chipset for a mid-range handset. Vivo Y5 is going to feature a 6.35 inches IPS LCD display screen that will be able to support Full HD Plus resolution of 720 by 1544 pixels. The system on will be prepared with 4 GB of RAM, while Vivo will make it sure that consumer must get Wi-Fi with ample storage. That is why the handset will come equipped with 64 GB of internal storage. This is a huge amount of storage to store a lot of data. Y5 also support a SSD card that will give you an option to store more data. The internal and expandable storage of the handset solves the storage problem. The Vivo Y5 is coming with a water drop notch, and reason behind it is that it will host a 16 megapixel selfie shooter. As far as the rear camera setup is concerned, so the back of the Y5 is house a triple rear camera setup that the main sensor will be 13 megapixel, the secondary sensor will 8 megapixel, while the third sensor will be 2 megapixel. Y5 by Vivo is fueled with a massive battery set of 5000 mAh capacity. This is massive power that will keep you on toes while fully charged. The rear muted fingerprint scanner of the Vivo Y5 is another excellent feature of the handset. The company seems to follow the footsteps of the Samsung in order to earn good reputation by producing high quality mobile phones. Vivo V17 Pro will have a 6.3 inches IPS LCD bezel-less display. It also has a pixel density of 403 ppi. It has also got a Corning Gorilla Glass on front and back for the protection. Screen resolution is 1080 by 2340 pixels. The device will be powered by Qualcomm Snapdragon 675 processor along with 6 GB of RAM. It supports Adreno 615 graphics. It is supported to run on Android 9.0 Pie along with FunTouch OS UI. It will have an internal storage capacity of 128 GB and can be expanded up to 256 GB. The device will have a 16 megapixel front camera and a triple rear camera setup, which include a 48 megapixel, 13 megapixel and a 5 megapixel for depth sensing along with autofocus. The device will be powered by 4000 mAh battery, which also support fast charging. The device will have a USB Type-C port and will not support a micro USB. Other features include on-screen fingerprint scanner, light sensor, proximity sensor, 3.5 mm headphone jack, compass sensor and gyroscope sensor. The expected price of this smartphone is Rs 24,990. A Vivo V12 Pro is updated with a strong chipset, which is Qualcomm Snapdragon 710. Suitable chipset for this phone, whose price is also not too much high. To keep the price under the radar, Vivo's V12 Pro is gonna get an octa-core processor, and processor of the smartphone is divided into two different units, where each unit is consist of 4 cores of processor. Vivo V12 Pro internet speed is going to hit its new limits because it is also speculated that this phone is going to launch with 5G internet support, which means that the new V12 Pro by Vivo is one of among many who going to launch with such a impressive technology. Samsung is also one of them, and Huawei is also making on 5G technology. V12 Pro seems to be the first one with such a type of technology. Under display of in-display fingerprint scanner is quite famous nowadays, and this brand has launched so many devices already, and Vivo V12 Pro is gonna be one of them who is going to launch with this new type of smartphone security. 6 GB of RAM is pretty big deal for this class, but other variant of Vivo V12 Pro is also there with a RAM power of 4 GB. Internal storage of the phone is 126 GB, which you can expand with the help of SSD card up to 256 GB.